After dealing with the situation in the other island, you managed to get back with a few new tools here and there. While you have yet to do anything with them, mainly because you don't have the required structure to build around, Zon does tell you that you need some type of combustion engine and something to increase the hull's durability, some way to navigate without the use of sails, or at least to help along with the use of sails. So these are things you can look out for if when you're about. However, you did manage to
Yeah,
finish.
classic here.
Yeah. Well, you did manage to finish the mission, so you returned back without an issue. Rita looks to the rest of your team and then states, "Alright, from what I can tell, that site has been cleared off. I did make mention to my benefactor to make sure his team then excavates anything that they find. So the next site you have to choose from are two, but one is now further away. She then gives you the information I gave you last time. One is on the bordering country of the Principality of Bambalia, which is currently in a war situation. So I'm not sure how great that'll be. And the second is on the Principality of Kobe. It's the closest one, for one, and the second thing, no current fighting outside of border lines.
I mean, sounds good to me.
I definitely think we should go to the closer one.
Indeed.
All right.
I'm in agreement.
The country you're heading to will be heading into. It'll be Coastal City. And I'm not exactly sure what you'll need to find there. All we have is the indicated point on the marker here. She shows you the map that you've found, air quotes, before, and then gave back. All we have is the location here in the city. So it'll be up to you to figure out where in the city you locate it. Based on the information we've gathered now, it's likely another archaeological site. So finding someone that knows the whereabouts of the place might be beneficial to you. Or maybe some type of merchant that could give you guidance on what can be found there. Zon then states, if you don't mind letting two of your team members here, I do need the help moving things around underground. Well, under the boat. Jazz and Thal volunteer. Right.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
Rita then states, alright, beyond that, the city is governed by simple guards here and there. So as long as you don't break any laws, you should be fine. That being said, I'm not exactly sure how your team operates. So if you do manage to break a law and are under the watchful eye of the guards, do not return to the boat until you know it's safe.
Understood. Don't bring trouble to your door.
Basically, yes.
Right. How do you make the sail thingies get the boat to go?
Right now we're just waiting on the wind. I mean, we can travel there, but we need something to push us there. 2 hours later, you managed to actually catch enough wind to start moving. And copy. And moving to the next map. It does take you a good day and a half to get there, which says something if the other one was further away. And you arrive along the coastal line. This map is important, I just needed to show you some typography. Around this area you manage to find that there's a whole mishmash of things here. You see a giant church somewhere in the distance. You see a coastal line which will be stopping before you actually reach the coast, and then taking a small traveling boat there. Beyond that, there are a few things here and there, but you'll have to discover them as you go along. There is a fog currently in the area, but it shouldn't be too much trouble. As you manage to get there without too much issue, you do travel along with a small traveling vessel. If any of your maps go white, let me know, and I'll get rid of the fog and just say there's fog there.
Yes, there we are. Right, so we're supposed to find someone who knows about archaeology.
Right, so which one of these people looks like they know something about archaeology?
You can roll perception to determine if any people here might.
For schoolgirls has my attention.
Are there typically many archaeologists, near water? I understand it's more of a digging.
It is a digging thing, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any here. She did make mention that anyone that really knows the site, so merchants can probably know, any governing official of some sort. Liviana, looking around, you do see that there is a bar in the area. You're kind of thirsty. Yes, you did level to 3. You rolled twice, so I'm just gonna say, on the bar there is a sign labeled, well, the bar's name, I'll just give you the bar's names first. It's known as the Azure Crow, and the sign next to it just reads, Gypsy inside. Whatever that means. Let's see, maybe you see these three paired up in a group, currently talking with one another. They don't seem to be anything particular. They do seem to be magically inclined, as each of them carries a staff. Let's see, Kos. Kos, you see a few merchants in the area that might know a thing or two, or at least might direct you to a location other than this current map. You see a few guards in the distance as well, currently just watching for boats that are in the area. And then you see a small group of clergy folk in the area as well. Two clergy members speaking with a woman. And that's
I
basically done.
suppose I should go talk to those merchants and then drink anyone?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there's a gypsy in there, so.
Just be sure to anger her.
Alright, Coast, you head towards the merchant shop, which honestly they're just selling pickled foods and fish. Which I am honestly going to say don't really go well together, but they are good traveling food. But the woman in the stall and the man next to her, the woman's a halfling and the man is a orange skin tiefling. The woman simply states, "Oh, welcome to the market. Can I help you with something?"
Oh, I mean, did you read it all from starting?
What was that?
You're trying to. How much money do I have? God, maybe I understand this now, of course.
You should have some money, but probably not a lot.
I want to buy a thing of pickles. Oh, the preserves look wonderful. I should take one of these.
Taking a preservative that has been pickled, you just pick something up. I'm just gonna say they're pickled peaches, because I didn't exactly hear what you asked for.
That's fine.
The woman then states, "Oh, certainly.
Um,
It'll be about 10 copper."
There you are, madam. Oh, and by chance, is there anything interesting happening in the town?
Nothing.
Travelers, do you see? No, nothing to see.
Nothing that I'm aware of. Right now, the market district is fine. From what I gather, the clergymen are just recruiting around, looking for anyone that would volunteer for. I think they called it their volunteer service.
Sounds like clergyman.
Yes. We do have a few other travelers in the area. I do, or at least I would suggest watching yourself. The guards are quite on the up and up, trying to make sure that everyone is acting properly. We had heard that there are some burglaries in the area, so do be careful with that.
What about any sort of digging around town? My people are more comfortable than sort of in the dirt, you know, under the ground. Anything like that?
You might want to ask the clergy, or if you go to, she points to a location, the town guard's tower, they might be able to tell you. No real archaeological sites though, although Sarah, the town mage, might be able to provide you with more information. She is knowledgeable.
And where is she from?
Oh, she points behind her around the corner. If you go along that way, you'll get to the market district.
Many thanks, my good woman.
She nods.
Did you guys want to see this gypsy then, or just Sarah?
I want to see the gypsy.
Oh, all right then.
Alright. Into the Azure Crow you go.
So we walk in and he just kind of mumbles, "That's just a blue jay."
Not wrong.
Kinda wrong, crows are huge.
I know I'm lying. You enter inside, and inside you see a whole bunch of random people. Nothing really stands out. You do see the bartender that seems to be a tiefling, but with white pertaining features as well as almost prismatic horns. To your right, you do see that there is a curtain drawn, but they're kind of transparent, so you can see there's a woman on the other side, but the features are a little distorted. You could probably enter inside as you don't see a second individual in there. But you don't know if that's polite or not. It's entirely up to your group / individual perspectives to realize.
I'm not the one who's going to risk Gypsy Rock.
Fine, I'll do. I walk over and peek in.
Alright, you walk over and peek in. Inside you see what appears to be It's hard to tell with the clothing, as it does seem to be baggy and all over her. But the face itself seems to be human, with long blonde hair and a crystal on their forehead. They do wear a veil covering the mouth, and they are adorned with a hood. She looks at you and simply states, "Ah, it would be today that you have arrived. Well then, come. Please have your friends enter as well."
Come on, guys. She said come in.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and follow.
Alright. You enter inside and she simply states, "Ah yes, the blue merfolk, the red cobalt, the white-haired elf, and the red tiefling. It's as if I had predicted."
Or just saw us.
Would Kos really say that?
I'm not. No, I don't want to anger any gypsies. No. Yeah, this is fine.
Now, I'm sure I have the answer, but I'd like to know the question you would like to ask. She doesn't hold up the sign, but she does slightly gesture to her right side of a sign. On it has prices. 1 gold is to tell you a fortune of your present. 2 gold, a fortune of that has yet to come. And 3 gold of an event that will yet arise.
How much gold did you say?
1, 2, and 3. To make it clear, 1 gold is to tell you what information you have now. 2 gold is to tell you that event that might happen soon, or will happen soon, like within the day. And 3 gold is to tell you about an event that has yet to come, meaning something that will likely happen in your future. Underneath that sign, it does say "Buyer Beware."
I don't know if I necessarily believe in future tech.
Yeah, what did she call me when I walked in?
The Blue Merfolk.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't have any money, so...
You can also just not do anything. You know where she is. You don't even know if she actually is a good fortune teller / gypsy, which is also a stereotype, but I'm using it to my terrible game's advantage. Regardless of that, though, you can also just back away and not pay. Entirely up to you.
I don't mean to insult you, fair gypsy, but would you be open to barter? For example, I have this sap that comes from another world.
I suppose that could give you the secondary price. An event that has yet to arise. Meaning
Yeah, well,
a future that will likely arise within the day.
I mean, it'd be rude to just come and waste your time, wouldn't it? Here, yes, just straight.
Who knows, perhaps the fates have allowed you to enter inside before the ideal day had yet to arrive.
I mean, if you've got change for a gemstone, we could do this monetarily.
Oh yes, I do have change for a gemstone. How many?
Alright, just the one then? We'll break it. What do you guys think? Get one for today and one for the future? Get 5, get 45 gem. Gold back.
I'm assuming you're talking about the gem that's worth 50 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's do it.
Alright, she hands you 50 gold and takes the gemstone. Puts it in a small, almost comical bag. It seems to have a face, an impish face to it, and places it inside. She puts it to her side again. She is currently wearing it and looks towards you. Now then, what would you like for today?
Well, let's get today's and one of the long distance one. 5 gold? There you are.
Very well then. The future has yet to arise and be written, but this is the closest thing you'll get to the future itself. Upon 24 hours, you will come across a man. He will be excited and vibrant, but you should not delve too deep into what he does. My suggestion would be to completely disregard what they do and go about your way. Eventually they will rise again, regardless of the traps that have yet to fall. And that is what will happen today. The one that has yet to arise. In the coming days, I am not sure how long or how far, but at least within the month, there will be a time where a dragon falls upon the sky, where boats and wyverns clash. Upon this, I say to you, take care of fire, watch it and let it grow. Make sure it burns as much as possible. Only then will the truth be revealed.
Ignore people who've had too much coffee. Let things burn.
Upon the highest peak, let things burn.
Okay. I mean, highest peak on this island or the world.
I can only be so clear.
Okay, well.
Very interesting.
I do have other charges. She then pulls out another sign that she then puts it over here. But they're a little bit more expensive. You see the same descriptions, but the first one is now 50 gold, the second one is 100, and the last one is 150. If you would like more details.
I did the last one. If anyone wants to have a crack at it.
Oh no, thank you.
Well, I guess that's that then.
Yes, do come back when things fall.
Thank you, nice Miss Gypsy Lady.
She nods and
Yes,
slightly bows.
definitely very helpful. The same. Back at it.
As you back out, do you go towards the market or other locations?
Well, we've got a lead in the market, unless anyone wants to ask the bartender.
I mean, you were given several locations. It's up to you what you decide. You can also just ask the bartender. He would have some information, as they do hear gossip and the like.
I forgot to ask, can I make some sort of perception or insight or something to see how, if the gypsy thinks she's legit or if the gypsy's conning us?
I don't see Coast doing that, but the player can.
Oh, come on. Scams are bound. I grew up in a culture where scams.
Yeah, go
Criminal.
for it.
Can I roll
Yeah.
for that?
I'm just messing
Is
with
that-
soap. You can go ahead and roll insight.
Is that. Okay. Hot damn.
Oh, like my insight was terrible. I wish I didn't roll. I'd be like, everything's true. Yeah, dragon's gonna burn. Just let it burn. It's okay. Everything's fine.
Maybe you believe she's telling the whole truth, and maybe if you have enough money, she could give you more details. Coast, you believe she's telling the truth to a point. You do know that she's holding things back, which means either she has more information, which could lead to the surcharge of the secondary prices, or she's trying to get as much money out of you as possible.
She just saw that I had a big honking Jameson.
Now, whether she's a good fortune teller or not is kind of up in the air. You do believe that she believes, at least, that she's correct. But these prices are quite high, and not a lot of people come here. Which is why she likely does vague fortune tellings as much as possible.
Well, she thinks she's legit at least.
With the 21, you can also tell she's not human. You just don't know what she is because of the hood and the veil.
Right. Probably legit then. But let's see.
So do you head to the market or the bartender? Or the church, a town guard?
I'm sure the
Where's
market.
Sarah at? Was she in the market?
Sarah was at the
Yeah.
market.
Okay, then that's my vote.
Okay. You head towards the market. As you exit and enter into the market, you do see that it's a bright, shining day. Whatever happened to the fog, it likely dissipated while you were in there. Which was less than 10 minutes, but you were there for a little bit. Maybe it just disappeared. As you enter inside, you do see a few people. Go ahead.
Sunlight. So,
As you enter inside, you do see a few people. Navy, you do see a group of magicians currently talking with a woman that is slightly, no, she is a few years older than them, but it's hard to tell. Looking toward them, she does state, "Alright, Maxwell, while your intention is good, try not to change one of the guard dogs into rabbits again. Sarah, it was trying to bite me. And I told you beforehand, what do you do when dogs come towards you? Don't punch them? Very good." You can clearly tell the child, which is not a child, he's like 17, probably isn't listening to the advice.
Asshole.
Further down, you do see a group of guards kind of bugging a stranger, at least from what you can tell, seems to be a stranger, as he doesn't seem to be dressed in the same manner as everyone else. The town guards are simply giving him a hard time, but nothing confrontational is happening. Just kind of being rude. Like asking him where he's going, what's he doing in town. But it's a little far away that you can only hear some of the shoutings of the guards. Whoever the man is seems to be likely restraining himself from shouting. And do any of you have a passive perception of 14?
Indeed I do, right on the money.
Not too far away, you do see someone, no, roughly about 4 people in the distance. It's hard to tell what they're doing, but a few people are on the roofs not too far away, coming in your direction.
Oh,
same
roof
with-
people.
Same with you, Remy.
What was that? Can you say one more time?
Like 4 people are on the roofs coming towards your direction, but it'll take them some time to get there. That might not mean anything, or it could mean something. It's entirely up to what happens.
I'm gonna let the other party members know that I can tell there's people on the roof. You said I can tell they're coming in this direction?
Yes.
I mean, is that unusual? I don't have much experience with roofs.
Nor do I.
Kind of a little weird.
Okay. So we'll keep our eyes on that too. Make
Shall
our
we
way-
go talk to the magic
Good.
lady about
Do they look
archaeology?
threatening?
What was that, Navy?
Do they look threatening, the people on the roof?
Too far away to tell.
Okay. So we'll just keep our eyes up to the roofs and... Gosh. Okay. Alright. Let's go talk to, Sarah.
Yes. Motorcycles.
They're riding motorcycles on the roofs.
Told by townsfolk to come find her to talk to her about archaeology. Okay.
Or potential archaeological sites.
That's really nice.
As you get closer, the man, well, he's not a man, he's, again, a teenager, moves to the side. Sarah, noticing this and then noticing you, simply states, "Oh, alright, class, please enter inside. I think I am needed for something." The kids nod and enter inside.
Does anybody want to take a whack at it?
Yeah, sure, I'll approach.
How can I help you?
Hi, yes, I'm just curious. We're looking for an archaeologist. We're kind of just interested in the outlying area around here.
I had heard that at least 2 archaeologists are entering to the town sometime this week, but I'm not exactly sure where from or if they've already arrived. Perhaps look for someone that doesn't exactly fit the mold of the city? Or they might have already gone to their post. I'm not exactly sure. But I do know that at least one archaeologist was called into the city by the town guard. No, not the town guard, sorry. I believe it was the Temple of the Sun.
Do you know what the archaeologists were called into the town for?
I'm afraid not. All I know is something was uncovered, but I'm not exactly sure where.
Can I insight roll?
Sure. From what you can tell, she doesn't seem to be lying. However, it'd be strange that she has this information to begin with. Maybe she's nosy and somehow picked it up by someone. But having this information would likely have been kept secret. Why she has it, it's hard to say. But she doesn't seem to have enough of the information to know where whatever or whoever called for the archaeologist or why they're needed. She doesn't have that information just yet.
So what exactly was uncovered? You seem to know quite a little bit about what's going on in the area and why the archaeologist would have been.
She puts 2 fingers together in an almost embarrassed manner. Well, I suppose you can consider me a busybody in this city. I kind of overhear rumors and the like. While not everything I say is technically true, these are rumors that have been going on in the city. I mean, there's really nothing that goes on in this city, if I'm going to be honest. It's kind of why I go towards rumors. All I have to do for my day-to-day is teach magic classes here and there.
So you only teach magic classes, or do you have magical wares as well?
I have a few enchantment things I've prepped, but only the nobles usually purchase these things. And even rarely at times. So I don't have a vast quantity of things.
Do you know anybody else who might have a little bit more information on where the location of the archaeologist would be, or where said object was dug up?
The town guard might... Not the town guard, the town captain might know. The leader of the guard. I highly doubt the Sun Temple would tell you anything. Only because if what I learned is true, they would likely try to keep it under the table, so to speak. Maybe speaking with Deacon might be able to provide you more clues, but if it's something that's supposed to be hidden, he will likely also not tell you anything. The only other person I could likely tell you to look for is the archaeologist that might or might not be here. I don't really know what they look like, just that they'll likely not be from the city.
What about that guy getting hassled? He looks as though he doesn't fit in.
He does look different. I don't believe I've seen him in town before. But I don't know if he's the archaeologist or not. We are a port city, so we do tend to have some people that just arrive. But
Well, I mean, if we're just checking people at random.
I mean, it would be worth a try.
Well, if you need any magic classes, do let me know. I do charge about 10 gold a day, which is why only nobles purchase this service. But I can teach you at least a cantrip.
Even if we can't use magic?
Yes. However, anything beyond that would require you to take a class in any magical abilities, such as the wizard, sorcerer, or the like. Oh wait, sorry, she wouldn't say sorcerer, because that would not make sense in the world. But it would require you to somehow be adept at magic, so you would have to then study it.
But the cantrip thing, fairly simple.
The cantrip thing, she would say it the way you phrased it. The cantrip thing would be roughly around 3 days to learn. They're not that difficult, but they still take time.
Yes, I'm thinking we might be interested in that, but right now, not right now.
Yeah, we'll have to come back.
Very well. I did make mention it does cost 10 gold a day, so that would be 30 gold for the entire cantrip session. So I would suggest making sure you're ready, both financially and mentally. But if you, do you excuse me? I do see Maxwell currently fighting a toddler as she enters inside her classroom. Whoever this Maxwell kid is, you probably don't want to associate yourself with.
Oh.
Maybe.
She sounds delightful.
If you need to speak to her again, you can probably knock on her door, and she'd come back out. But it's entirely up to you.
Sorry, I couldn't catch that. It was pretty broken up for me. What was that?
Basically, if you want to speak with her again, knock on her door.
Okay. I wrote down Mage Sarah can teach us cantrip. And I wrote down the prices. I'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
Which island is this?
The island of Cope.
Cope.
Principality of Cope.
Thank you.
But yeah, the only other person that doesn't seem to fit in this town is the person currently being hassled by guards.
What? Let's check it out, crew.
As we approach, can we hear him making a ruckus again?
Town guards are making the ruckus, but you can hear some of the conversation that has passed, or that will pass. Getting closer, you do hear the guards stating, "Well, I told you before. We've heard rumors that some man about your height and build, human, I'm assuming you're human, has been going in town stealing wares and food and such." Is what the one on the left states. However, the man that seems to be accosted politely simply states, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that you are so ready to attack anyone or corner someone that doesn't seem to fit the mold of your city. I do apologize about that, but it wasn't me." "No, really, big..." No, he's about average height at 5'7". "Well, really, well, it seems to me that we have a problem here. We don't really have any other suspects now, do we?" "I suppose you don't, but at the same time, you don't have any evidence that I've done these crimes now, do you?" You then hear the person to the south, which will be the last thing you hear until you arrive there. "Evidence? Right now we need someone to blame it on. Do you really think anyone here is gonna help you?" And then the archer with them notices you for getting closer. And
Hello, are you the archaeologist?
the man looking towards you simply states, who wants to know?
Well, we've been sent to find you. Apparently you're late.
Ah, yes. Well, if you excuse me, officers, I do have to attend to my job. You do see that he grabs his arm in a clearly hostile manner, but doesn't bring out his blade. No, we still have some questions for you. You need to head over to the town tower. And I stated beforehand, I don't have time for that. Well,
I'd like to speak.
what was that?
I'd like to interject on the guard. I'm sorry, guards. I know you guys say you have business with him, but it doesn't really seem like he quite fits your profile, and we are desperately in a hurry. He is extremely late to the appointment that we have.
He's expected by the clergy. Sorry.
Thing. Can I make a persuasion or deception roll, depending on how you want to?
Yeah, this would be a deception. All right. We roll their insight. Even with their modifier, they don't. They don't have an 11 plus 11 modifier. All right, I suppose he can go for now, but I am keeping an eye on you. I do need to put this in my report, so can I have your name then? Looking towards the guard. It's Spec. S-P-E-C. Of course you would have that name. It is the name I was given, so I suppose I would. Right then. Well, get moving. If anything goes missing, I know exactly who I need to speak with. Right, you do that. He then takes 5 feet back towards your group. So then, you mentioned the clergy need to meet with me. Alright, I have time. They're in the middle of the city, correct?
Let's walk and talk, friend.
Alright.
We're such a shady group.
Heading towards the clergy area would be south. If you want to still make this believable, you would head south. Otherwise, up to you.
Slowly. And when we're out of earshot of the guards, you probably say to the guy, like, oh no, you probably are expected by the church, but we're not associated with them, unfortunately.
No, not yet.
Right around here, you'd be out of earshot.
So, Spec. What's up?
Go on.
So, Spec, what is it that was found that the clerics have sent for you?
Well, I have yet to meet with them, so I'm not exactly sure what it is. As this happens, though, a man on the roof that arrives before the main group hits the ground, rolls, moves over. You see that something falls on his right side. It seems to be glittering in almost... you can't exactly discern what it is, but it does seem to be shiny. He quickly puts it in his pocket and begins to run northward. As that happens, you do see 3 town guard jump onto the bottom of the area, turn around towards him, and shout, "Hey, stop that thief!" as they run towards him.
Oh, now this is interesting.
You can do nothing or something, it's entirely up to you. Honestly, you have yet to interact with this person. You have yet to interact with these guards.
Does this guy seem jittery?
He actually seems cool and collected. He does seem to be panicked, as one would if they stole something recently. It's like someone that would be jittery, but
I'm
have
asking
done it
if it's
several
a
times.
description of our gypsy.
What was that?
Does this guy fit the description of our gypsy prediction?
Your gypsy prediction was someone that's lively and energetic. It doesn't have to be like sporadic, but it does seem to be someone that is similar in nature. That being said, the same thing could have potentially have been said with Spec, but he wasn't so emotional as this individual.
Right, I don't know. The gypsy said leave it alone.
What was the gypsy's advice?
Basically, it was to watch out for this individual and to not associate yourself with them.
Yeah, we'll meet him. We'll meet a man we need to pass by for now, and we'll probably meet him again later. It sounded like.
Yes. For specific details, they required a larger amount of gold, so you decided not to.
I had to give up a shiny for these dumb coins.
For these dumb, just as shiny but smaller coins. But you leave them to it.
Champion.
The guards chase, and the secondary group of guards chase.
That's the thief guy, right?
It's what they called him. As you head over to the clergy area.
So catch you later.
Before you arrive there, is there anything you're speaking with Spec about?
So listen, we're your escort, right? Good.
It's perfectly fine with me. You did manage to get me out of that situation. So I suppose I do owe you something. I don't know exactly what they called an archaeologist here for, but might be able to give you other clues.
Let's find out together, shall we?
Alright then. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. You could probably be there. As you enter inside, you do see the it's hard to tell if it's a man or a woman, but as they speak, it does sound feminine. And she does say lady before she states her name. So, simply and easily enough, she does state, salutations. I am Lady Dora. Is there anything I can help you with? What brings you to the Temple of the Sun?
Kick the guy.
You kicked the guy.
Archaeologist, right?
Right. I've heard that you require my assistance, Lady Dora. Oh, yes. Very well then. To keep things simpler, you may just call me Dora. Right then. Shall we get going? Yes. Your, associates can wait outside if you don't mind. I rather do mind. I don't exactly know what's going on in the city, and the town's guards were just accosting me just a few minutes ago. I would require their services, as I do not know what is going on in the city. 10, 19. I suppose they can tag along, but do make sure they don't touch anything. A lot of these things are old relics or have some symbolic meaning or value. Well, you heard the... He was about to call her a lady. Well, you heard Dora. Yes, please step this way.
You heard the Dora.
Now then, if you're the archaeologist we've called, we are and have found something of interest. They will leave you unless you advance forwards. I can't discuss anything, but the father will guide your expedition as we venture forwards. You do see the two men next to her bow as she passes by. Right then. Is there anything else I need to know beforehand? So long as you mind your manners, you shouldn't have an issue. Do be advised, though, the father is blind, and he does have his clerical attendant with him. Beyond that, we do have the elder of the city here, and the nobleman that discovered this site. Alright then. I will state and note, if you decided to wander, you could have wandered. But it would have broken your credibility, so good choice.
Yeah.
As you enter into the temple, you do see that there's a man that is clearly blind, based on the blindfold. And there is a cleric attending to him. Dora looks towards him. This is Father Blex, B-L-E-X. To his side is his attendant, Clara. Clara bows and the father simply states, please, just call me B. That is what the youth call me. I don't know why. Now then, has the said associate that I called out for has arrived? Yes. This is the archaeologist pointing towards, Spac. That has been called for. Very well then. Looking towards the nobleman, who is this one. Now then, can you please clarify to the archaeologist what have you have found? I suppose I can. Now then, is everyone here trustworthy, or do we need to advance into a secret room? I do believe everyone here would be fine. I don't know who the other individuals I heard coming inside are, but I assume they have their purpose. Dora then states, yes, they are bodyguards that the archaeologist has hired. Apparently he's been accosted in the city and he wants to make sure he's safe. I suppose that's fine. So long as they're getting paid, I'm sure they won't have meaning or reason to tell. But come along, we might as well enter towards a room just to be safe. We don't exactly know who's listening. As he heads towards a literal wall, you feel, because he's blind, will likely hit it. But the wall stands and the two face through. And then the next two face through.
I do like magic.
This is fun.
Right. If you can please proceed, my job here to direct you is now complete. If you require any services or prayer, do let me know.
Alright, thanks, Spec. Come on.
Right. You do see him basically slap his cheeks. Remy decides to eat him, and you face through the illusionary wall.
Really hoping this guy is the archaeologist.
I know, right?
Right?
Did we confirm? I thought we did.
Nope. I just thought it'd be a lot more fun to figure out the hard way.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been fun so far. He's got us in and rolled well, and
And we've got a pretty good scapegoat if he isn't. Oh, he said he was. No, I
Got
didn't.
him out
You
of
implied
line,
it.
though.
What was it?
No, never mind.
Okay. It took a while. For some reason, the tool wasn't working to reveal. But Black Sinclair would be over here. Entering inside, you do see that the four individuals, Claire's the person, are in the area. There seems to be a waterway here, but you don't exactly know where it's coming from. But as you enter inside, the nobleman looking towards you then states, "Right then, I am Sir Alex. You may call me Alex or Sir. Don't go by both, it is dreadfully annoying. That being said, I found recently a excavated site from a broken down cave system. Luckily enough, this waterway does lead to the area, but unless you can breathe water, I highly doubt you can get there." Looks towards Navy. I digress, though. It will be roughly an hour's trip outside of the city, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Beyond that, though, we did manage to find a giant metallic structure and 4 strange chests inside the area. I'm not exactly sure what they are or what they pertain to, but it does seem to be of value or some interest. I brought it to the knowledge of the clergymen here, as there's really no one else inside of the city that, 1, would keep a secret, or 2, would have greater knowledge of the area itself. Spec then states, "And that's why you called an archaeologist here for." Yes, I want to know if it has something to do with the past, or if we stumbled upon someone's secret, I don't know, hidden evil lair. Alright. Well, if you did stumble upon someone's evil lair, wouldn't you have likely have died? It's a possibility, but it's something we are willing to pay you to discover that for us. Alright, what is the pay? Oh no, my job here is done. I just needed to give you the information. Father Blacks would give you the information on the payment itself. Blacks then states, "Right. The payment itself would be around 50 gold per individual that decides to enter inside. If you manage to enter inside without any help, the payment would be greater. But that's entirely up to you if you believe you will go in without an issue." Alex's men did go in and they didn't have a problem entering or exiting, but that doesn't mean they touched anything. They just entered inside and made sure that another team with actual knowledge would be able to enter inside and poke around. So if you decide to take this...
We couldn't even enter the city without a party. Let alone this cave system. Oop, there I go again, talking out of turn. My bad.
Well, exiting out of the city is not an issue. It's just if you don't know where you're going, you will likely never would have found this area. I do believe Spec hired you, so if you're willing to accompany him, I suppose another installment of provisionary food, perhaps lodging, maybe a bit of monetary value is necessary for you to go with him as well. I don't exactly know. He looks towards the archaeologist, but not really. I don't know exactly what your what would I call him? Assailant. I don't exactly know what your benefactor's funds are.
We'll have to discuss that in private.
Spec nods and then states, "Well, regardless of that, it does seem to be interesting. I will keep this in mind as we explore. Right. Do keep him in mind and enter into the room to the right or left of you where you can discuss. But I'm afraid you can't leave the area until you make the decision. If you decide to not go with it, we will have to bind you with a provisionary contract upon the discovery of this site being publicly known. If you yourselves divulge this information, the contract itself will burn into your flesh and cast fire upon yourselves, just to make sure this information doesn't leak out." But I do believe you're all trustworthy enough. After all, you did arrive without too much of an issue.
And we're gonna go off to that room now to discuss our plan as a team, right?
Right.
Which room is it?
Black does state, right. The right or the left is entirely up to you. But thank you for getting here in an expedient manner. Honestly, we thought you would arrive in about another day or so. I think Navy's going left, so opening left.
You're welcome. Then we get into that side room there.
It's not the archaeologist. Wait.
You could have also honestly arrived here early. I don't know why Navy and Liviana were both on top of him.
Where did everyone's token people?
Anyways, while you enter inside, Blax and Clara both go over and speak with the elder and the nobleman. But you have time to discuss things.
Okay, just so we are 100% clear, you are the archaeologist there, right?
Would Kos think that way?
I'll ask the question.
Like in character speaking, like as your characters, would they have any inclination or any thoughts on why he would not be?
He's got a criminal background. Kos.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because so far all you have is simple conversation. If you are a former criminal, or an archaeologist.
Well, I was reading about what kobolds apparently 1 in 4 towns in the world of D&D actually have a kobold settlement under it, and they just like maintain the sewers and expand as the city expands, but also pretty much all of them are constantly like stealing butter or some like low-level criminal.
Yes. But yeah, I can. If Kos has a criminal background, he could potentially know like the what's it called? The tells of a good criminal or a really bad one.
Just, you know, you point blank ask him and the reaction tells you everything.
So go ahead and roll insight.
So, man, I'm hot.
Let's see, 21, 11. Honestly, the way Liviana and Navy have been acting, I feel like they wouldn't suspect it.
Yeah, I don't think Liviana would.
And I feel like Navy's super trustworthy and could easily get in trouble.
Sure, if I would or not. I don't
Not
think
sure.
I would.
It's up to you based on how you believe your character is, but so far I don't see anything that would make her super suspicious of people.
She's cautious, but she's not super suspicious right this second.
Yeah,
But
that seems fair.
she's just trying to pay attention to what he says right now.
Yeah. Then he states, he doesn't say anything, for a few seconds and then states, I am a archaeologist in the area, and they had called for one. Kos, you can tell that is backhanded talk of saying, no, they didn't call for this guy.
Well, you know what, they called for an archaeologist, and it's really quite their own fault for not making sure.
And to be specific, though, you're not exactly sure if he's an archaeologist or not. He could just call himself an archaeologist. He could be. With a 21, you just know that he is not the one that they called for, based on the way you described the question. Remy, he might be, by the way he phrased it, but it seemed to be jittery.
Oh, great! Now he's jittery.
Like he stumbled upon his words, not like jittery. But yeah.
Okay, then. So we all get 50 gold, and I mean, it's kind of the pirate way, right? I mean, what?
He does raise an eyebrow in the state. Listen, I'm assuming, looking towards you, Kos, you've discovered that I'm not exactly who I say I am. This job seems easy enough, and I would like a bit more funding. So how about we take on the mission that they assign us? It does seem that the nobleman Alex's guards managed to get it out, so it quite honestly might be easy money. And who's to say, maybe we find something in there that's worthwhile, that also will provide us with further funds.
That's good that we understand each other, I think. Good stuff. So let's not give them a whole lot of time to think about it.
It's good.
Alright then. He does make way towards the door, but if there's anything you need to discuss, you probably need to do it before you cross the threshold.
I don't know, make up something about expenses so that we can get lodgings, you know?
Well, I think they already said that we would have that.
Yes, but they expect a number, so there's at least, 25 silver a day per person? I don't know how much things cost.
Fair. Oh, cat decided to get off my lap. Entering inside, I suppose leaving the door open so you can hear, he does state, we seem that we are in agreement that taking on this mission. However, we do require a bit of funds for lodging, food, and the like. I'm afraid my guards are rather new to the area and don't exactly have the pertaining amounts that might lead to lodging or the like. Blackstone states that would likely be possible if you're simply traveling without a destination. I'm assuming there's some type of adventurous sort. Perhaps I did hire them for quite cheap. They might be mercenaries or the like. So as long as they get paid and have their funds met, I'm sure they'll keep secrets and the like. Well, I don't really pertain to mercenaries, but I suppose the job does need to be completed. Here's enough silver for about 3 days. He hands it over to Spec. Do make sure they get distributed evenly. Right, I'll do that. He puts it to his side. I guess his back's behind you, so it looks like he puts his bag underneath his coat. And then Blax looks towards you. Alright then, please come this way, as I'll have Dora assign the contract upon you. Whereupon you complete the mission, and once the mission is complete, you can speak about the mission afterwards. Unless someone has the pertaining information or discover it themselves, you won't have an issue unless you speak about it. To make it clearer, because that was kind of rambling, if someone finds the information by themselves, you can speak to them and that'll be fine. But if someone does not have this information and you talk about it to them, you'll get hit in game terms 3d6 fire damage.
It's a magical non-disclosure agreement.
Yes. And 3d6 fire damage is enough to probably kill commoner twice.
It's spicy even for us right now.
It's not great. But Claire directs Blex to the next room, which is where Dora entered.
This happens if we talk about it before we finish the mission.
Yes. If you talk about it with someone that has the information, that's fine. You just can't talk with someone that doesn't have the information.
So we're all gonna get tattooed.
I mean, it's pen and paper.
All right, let's do this.
You enter inside and Spec would arrive there first because he's supposed to be the boss, air quotes. But Dora does write down the contract. You can easily read it if you want. If you want to see if there's like any hidden clauses or the like, you can go ahead and roll perception or investigation. One or the other, but not both. Okay.
Why this paper isn't songs at all?
Liviana, are you gonna roll? You don't have to. I'm just wondering to know.
Yes.
All right. It's either perception or investigation, one or the other. All right. For the most part, everything seems to be in order. Remy, you were about to sign it straight away. But then Coast stopped you in case there's some like hidden jargon in there. Coast, from what you can tell, everything seems to be well enough. The wording is sound, but the only thing that does cross your mind is anyone that might have this information. So it's possible that others have this information already. Or potentially they could use this against you if they somehow rounded up people that didn't have this information to look for you. Basically, there are a few ways that they could double cross you if they thought about them. That doesn't mean they thought about them, but those are things that Coast would have looked out for.
Yeah. Do I have the know-how and wherewithal to reword any of it?
With an 18, I'd say, you can probably state, do you mind rewording this in a different manner?
Now this clause right here, it's a bit ambiguous. I think we should specify that.
Dora then states, Looking towards Blex. Blex simply nods. I can't exactly read it. Oh right, sorry about that. It's fine. Kind of freaks people out when I look at them and I don't see them. So I totally get it. Dora then rewrites the area, and it does state, anyone with retaining knowledge and the authority to give anyone else information on this subject would be exempt upon the clause. Basically meaning if someone that has the information is with people that don't have it, that would no longer trigger it if you speak with them about it.
So, one. So signed, co-signatory.
Alright. I'm assuming everyone else signs it as well?
Is there a time frame on it? Like, how long is the job for?
The time frame for the job would be 2 days, mainly because they know where the site is. They can easily point it on the map and you can go there. So they only have it for 2 days?
That's how long the contracting clause would last for.
Yes.
Okay. I go ahead and sign it.
Can I use sleight of hand and fake the signing?
They would count how many signatures, but...
It'd be a signature, it just won't be mine.
Okay. I mean, it's not like they know your name. You could have just said, I don't write my actual name. Unless you want to make it like super fancy.
Hold on. Let me see what I have. What can I use?
Oh, I meant to say Butts Carlton. I did mean to say Butts Carlton. And I mean, it is a magical contract, but I mean, good luck.
I know, but in my head, I'm just thinking if I could use like prestidigitation, for example, and make what appears to be a symbol appear on the piece of paper for would
You might have to try Mage Hand Prestidigitation. I don't think.
Yeah, if you're trying to use prestidigitation to, like, fake ink on the script... I mean, ugh, poor choice of words. To place ink on the piece of paper without actually doing that, yeah, that would require sleight of hand.
what sucks is going level 3. I kind of wanted to drop prestidigitation for mage.
Well, prestidigitation is probably a better bet because Mage Hand you would still technically be controlled. But it does mean that that's going to wear off in about an hour. Or how long is prestidigitation?
From what I remember, it's an hour.
Yeah, it's an hour. By the time they know they're duped,
They definitely won't send anyone after it.
It's supposed to be a 2-day job.
Potentially.
And wait, if you don't sign, then technically wouldn't you being with us mean that we get nailed with it?
no, because I know.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Coast, you
Mhm.
worded it
Coast, you-
specifically.
Yeah, alright, good.
It also means that I could run my mouth and not get hit with damage, meaning if we needed to leak the information.
Well, no, it just means don't stand next to them, and then you won't get blown up.
Oh, I thought you said that it was worded in the sense of telling someone that doesn't know, but if I'm there the entire time, I'm one of the people that knows.
No, that. You're fine. I'm saying, like, I'm just gonna bring in a stranger. If this guy comes in and goes, hey, what are you talking about? And, Coast explains what's going on. He would get set on fire, and probably anyone next to him would likely get hit with some type of fire damage.
What I'm saying is if my signature isn't actually woven into the spell, because I didn't actually sign the paper, then I could tell said stranger, and nobody would get hurt.
Yeah, potentially.
To dupe the church. The worst part is we're already duping the church.
You're at least duping them twice. Once with the archaeologist and twice with the funds that you lack.
Hey, with the exception of Coast with those gems, we are poor as shit.
You're level 3. Calm down.
Or
But yeah, do you roll sleight of hand, or do you mage hand?
I just have to figure out whether I can actually drop that cantrip. I don't think I can once I take it, right?
Once you've taken it and used it in the game, you can no longer drop it. As it would have solidified in something you've done in game.
Like, I know that people lose spells with hard. I just don't know how, like, where it's written down. I'm looking.
Spells you can change. I think Bard's on level up.
Yeah.
And then it's just like 1 or 2, I think. I'm not sure. But cantrips are different from spells.
True. But only slightly.
How much is this job paying us?
50 gold and more if you find anything of value.
So there's no way to change cantrips ever?
I'm not gonna say that, but currently there is not.
And
Okay.
we were offered just today an opportunity where you could learn an additional one.
Mhm.
And then as you get to higher levels, you can learn additional cantrip, but it's only 1 or 2 more.
Hold on, I have a phone call. But yeah, I'm gonna sleight of hand.
Okay. Hmm.
And do you want to go ahead and roll that for him if you can? If you're in the same room?
Yeah. Oh, did it for me.
It is.
As you write, each of you write your signature, Kos, Navy, Remy, and Liviana. Dora looks at them, goes, "Alright, seems to be in order." Rolls it and then puts it in the shelf right next to her. Alright, if there's anything else you need from me, I will be in this room. Blackstone states, "Alright then. Here is a map." He gives it to Spec. Thank you. No, thank you. With an archaeologist of your caliber, you've come highly recommended. Please do be careful and cautious. I do not know who you've hired, but if they are mercenaries, do be careful.
I mean, if you
right.
think about it, everybody's a mercenary. You gotta get paid for something.
He simply laughs. Well, he simply smiles and chuckles a little. Spec then goes, "Alright then, come along, team."
Indeed. Away.
As you head towards the area, you do see that there are a few things you can do. You can go back and see what exactly is going on in town. You can talk about your plan at the bar, or you can go directly towards the site.
We don't necessarily know what Remy has done, but if contract this inside of the hour, they're going to be, or at least quite suspicious.
Potentially, yes.
I think we should just go, to be honest. I've got my little pot tent. They gave us some rations. No, they just gave us silver. Let's buy rations, then go.
They give you silver, and they, upon walking out, we would give you preservatives for about 2 days. So 2 rations.
It's good enough for me.
Upon that, though, as you exit out and re-enter the city, Spec does state, right, sorry about that. Oh, right, he did give you monetary value. He puts his hand in his bag, not his bag, he puts his hand into his coat and brings out a bag. He then opens it up. Alright, don't really know how much he gave you. He makes sure you're in a corner so no one else sees. And he basically counts out coins into each of your hands until the bag empties out. And it is roughly... Oops, that is 3d4. Let's see, 2. In total, each of you get 12 silver, with 1 left over. I suppose you can each take 1. He just gives the extra 1 to Rummy. You might need this later on. Don't really know. Right, shall we get going then?
I have my tent, I have my food, I'm good to go.
Alright, it did say it wouldn't take too long, just an hour and a half out of the city.
What is a 2-day job?
As Spec leads you out of the city, he does seem to be following the map rather well. You don't get lost and you don't seem to harbor any attention. Luckily enough, I rolled an 18, so you're fine. You do manage to get to the cave system that did cave down, but you do see that there are a few guards posted. They allow you to enter inside quite easily, and you enter inside and see this. As soon as it loads for you. Entering inside, you see a structure that has seen better days, but it's still quite lavish and luxurious. You do see that it is made out of seemingly precious metals, but upon further inspection you can tell that some of the golden-like structure has been either scraped around it or something hit it. If you're an archaeologist, you could probably tell. But it does seem that they were likely trying to test the gold, but underneath the gold, air quotes, seems to be a more silvery color. So they likely painted it. But the guards in the area do look towards you, and the captain of the... not the captain of the guard, but the captain of these guards at least. All dressed in white robes, so whoever they are, they're not from the town guard. Maybe their own private militia. Looking towards you, he then states, "Alright then, how many are you? 5? Depain. So, who's the archaeologist here?" For a quick second, pausing until Coast probably kicks him again. "Right, that'd be me. The name, I'm the one that was assigned to this. Alright then, Mr. Brainiac. Figure out what this does. Do what you need, but don't disturb the gods. If you don't mind, I would rather need more room. Too many people in here would be troublesome." "Oh, right. I'm sorry. Can I get your name?" "It's Karna." Do you mind if at least some of these people, the person that paid for our services, at least deserve to make themselves know that their security force is still in the area at least? All right. Then perhaps maybe leave 2, maybe 3. Huh. Rolling again. Okay. Luckily enough, Spec went first. Yeah. All right then. I suppose I'm gonna leave 3 with you. The guards basically round up, and to make this simpler, I'm just gonna put them into the GM layer. Except for 3. You kids have fun. Spec then looks towards the group. Right then. Shall we look around? Investigating the area would be the thing we need to do. Yes, pertaining to the site, you can roll perception or investigation. Perception would allow you to see the area and potentially hidden things. Investigation would allow you to dissect or discern what they do.
I was looking at shiny. Whoa.
Perception or investigation?
Let's see here. Okay. Remy and Liviana, you can tell that the metal structure does seem to pertain, or at least nearly strictly resemble the same one that your team stopped roughly 3 days ago. That one hurt, but that one was also on. Outside of that, you do see that there are 4 other chests in the area, but these ones seems to be broken either into or they're empty. The only one that has yet to be broken into, or at least emptied out, would be the one to your left. Beyond that, though, you don't really see anything else of interest, except for the ground itself does seem to be not from this area. The ground outside seemed to have been more sedimentary stone. This one seems to be more malleable than anything else. Kind of as if sand was pushed into the crevices of the walking structure you're currently standing on, and then compressed into a more solidified form, like sandstone.
Old Spec, you paid us to bodyguard you. What is it?
From what I can tell, it seems to be an ancient structure. Perhaps 1,000, maybe 2,000 years old. This is interesting. It seems to be missing about 3 gemstones from the similar structure around it. I'd wager they were likely stolen from or by the people that hired us. Or perhaps a third party entered inside and pilfered them. Beyond that, I can't really tell anything else. I'm afraid I don't speak Primordial. At least that's what this symbol on the ground looks like. He points to the ground where there's a symbol.
That's one we couldn't do last time. Was it?
No, isn't. You can't die.
No, Liviana can speak for more.
Yes, you can.
Okay then.
Do you look at what it says?
She walked away.
Ah, right, sorry. I'm assuming she would look at what it says. This is kind of ironic. Looking at it, she does seem to read a symbol that really doesn't mean anything. Looking at it, it does have, and it is a primordial, but it does say step here. It has no context clues, it just simply reads step here. She would have likely have told you.
Well, I mean, typically if something's bad and you're building a place, you say.
Am I muted? I'm sorry. I just looked it up. I can read primordial, so you said it says step.
Yes.
And it had no other context. Are there any other languages written anywhere else?
No, both you and Liviana just see right next to spec a symbol that's in primordial that just says step here.
I trust. Can I roll something like
To determine what?
Can I roll it? Because this is similar to the room that we had last time, right?
Yes.
Can I roll something like to, I guess, tell if this is how we activate that thing, or if it's gonna hurt me if I step on
That would probably be investigation.
creation?
Both Liu and Liviana can do this since you are the only two that can read.
Because it's telling me to step here, but I don't know if I trust it.
That's fair. Let's see. 16 and a 2. Investigating the area, Liviana, you can tell that this thing says step here. That's about it. It's written in primordial. You're not exactly an archaeologist yourself. However, Navy, you can tell that this is rather recent. Whoever or whatever step wrote this message wrote it rather quickly. It doesn't seem to be pertaining or directed towards anyone specific, but you do know that it does not belong to the area normally.
So it's like not part of. Oh, gotcha. This is weird then. I'm gonna step on it.
Okay. Just give me 1 second.
It scared me. No, I should not step on it.
The deed is done.
No. It's like, would I? Yeah, I guess she would.
I'm gonna be over here just chilling.
Yeah, I would definitely let you guys know before I stepped on it. I'd be like, I'm going to step on this. See what happens.
All right. Everyone, go ahead and roll turn order.
Take it easy, daffodils. Level 3 power. Oh, but I was looking at this shiny over here. Oh, it's that thing's alright.
Stuff.
All right. All right, I think that's everyone. There we go. As you step there, Navy, you see that the guard right next to... Oh, not right next to you. You see that the guard adjacent to you, to your far right, begins to warp and change. Looking at them directly... Oops, wrong layer. Looking at them directly, you can tell that their image seems to disappear. It dissipates into smoke, and then the secondary form emerges. You look down, and the same thing happens to the one underneath you. And then you look to your right, and you see the same thing happen once more.
Oh, well, now this is bullshit.
And as you step on there, you can tell that they're not disappearing, but they're being teleported out. And something else is taking their place. As you step on there, you see this man to the south of you appear, and then throw 3 darts straight towards Spec and 1 straight towards you, Navy. Let's see here. D20 plus 2. That's a 12. Does 12 hit you, Navy?
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
She's a monk, I doubt it very much.
You never know.
I was trying to be wise, but I stepped on the thing.
15 AC.
Okay. Aiming towards you, Navy, you manage to just dodge out of the way of the knife, but the other 2 sink into Spec. Ha! Got you now! And at the start of the turn order, Kos.
Just left the room.
Remy.
Here.
Hmm.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Oh, I was asking if the guy attacking us is the guy that just left the room. So I have a bad memory.
No. It's the guy who you
Okay.
didn't interact with in the city.
Oh, okay. I was like, he looked familiar. I'm sorry. Right.
A gypsy told us not to associate. Just attack my friend. I attack. That's what you do. Uh,
24, that's it.
And because I'm level 3 and there's no one within feet of me or him, I get to use my sneak attack even though I don't have advantage. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
It's pretty good there. 28 damage total?
Not bad.
I'm a rogue.
Wait, 28 damage total? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I hit him with 9 and then 8 and then
Yes.
a second attack for 3. So that's what? 11 plus 9 is 20.
Yeah. You said 28.
Oh no, I said 20 damage.
Oh. I don't know where I got the 8 then.
Internet
It's okay.
lag.
So what all did I miss? I'm sorry.
The guards disappeared, and in their place were 2 pounds that are made out of fire, and this one random stranger you decided not to interact with. He threw 1 dagger at Navy and 2 at Spec. The man shouted, "I got you," and Kos, taking his turn, decided to say, something, attacking our friend here, and stabbed him.
A gypsy woman told us not to associate with you. There we go.
And then something like,
Cut that
"And here
again,
you are attacking our friend."
And then if I hit a creature, they can't opportunity attack me. So, that way.
Okay. Hearing this, the man looks towards your team and goes, "Oh, this makes it easier. Hounds, attack them as well." And here I thought I'd have to hold back.
So is he just only gonna attack me? Oh my.
No. Maybe you can roll insight. You didn't roll high enough. Hard to say. But the attacks were directed towards you.
Okay.
Let's see, the hounds take their turn getting towards Remy, and then they do make it towards Liviana. And strike 1d20 plus 3. Does a 17 hit?
Me?
Liviana.
Yes.
Butting into you, take 1d6 plus 1 fire damage. So that's 4 points of damage. As one of them sinks their teeth into you, lets go, and immediately begins to continue to growl. It is now your turn.
Okay. Hey, Dogma.
Yes.
I actually have shield. Can I cast that for the previous
Yes.
as a reaction?
So it begins to try to bite into your hand. Immediately you cast a shield upon yourself, and it rebuffs it. Falling down to the ground, it moves around and looks like it's ready to pounce afterwards. It is now your turn. You can only do shield once as a reaction. I would wait until you get attacked again.
Okay, let me see.
She wasn't trying to cast it twice. She was sorry.
See, Tony's being slow. Roll 20.
Been there. Friday's game was just like that.
Okay, I would like to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Bolt, right?
Yes.
Okay. Eight does not hit, I'm afraid. So as you cast Firebolt upon the creature made out of fire, you shoot it straight towards its face, and then it just moves straight to the right side. You can tell that you almost hit it, but not quite, at least not with an 8. Anything else? You do have movement, but that might let it attack you. And you have
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Spec looking around, just got stabbed twice. takes the blades out of him, and then looks towards the group. I don't know who this man is, but you are my bodyguards. I'm sure I can find more funds to pay you with. He then throws these half-handedly at this individual. Half-handedly with a natural 20. And 2d6 sink into him. 7.
When he dies, can we make any sort of check on
What do you mean?
You know, he said, I don't know who this guy is, but you guys are my bodyguards.
Yes.
Insight, perception.
You can inside or
It'd be insight. He's either a really good liar or he really doesn't know who this man is.
Yeah, we don't know either, but he seems, you know, cool.
Alright. The man actually takes his actual turn, looks towards the group, and goes, well, it really doesn't matter. If you don't know me, looks towards Kos and Navy. All I know is I have a job to do. If you're his friends, and you already stated you are, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to rough you up a bit. And probably kill you.
what job's that though?
Kill us? I hardly think not. They sing songs about us. Actually, I wrote the songs they sing.
Listen, you started it.
Coming throwing knives at us and stuff.
Perfectly willing to let you go about your business if you hadn't stabbed my friends.
He brings out what appears to be boxing glove. No, wait, sorry. Let me look at his character sheet.
Brass
that's right.
knuckles, knuckle duster.
This is what he is. I forgot about that. Kos, go ahead and roll dexterity, or no, not dexterity. Athletics or acrobatics.
I'm gonna get grappled, huh?
Kind of.
Or am I?
He does have advantage, but that is pretty hard to beat.
It's a natural 19, but
He rolled poorly and kind of average.
hey, oh, what's this? No, don't touch. Hands off the goods, mister.
He puts on gloves that seem to be fingerless on both hands, but they have an almost iron-like structure upon where the backhand would be. He goes straight for your neck with an almost clothesline, and thankfully enough you're short, so you just go underneath as he almost slides into place behind you. Looking at that, he is impressed, but unfortunately you are friends with his enemy, so he can't hold back. Remy.
I mean, it's more of a contractual obligation, but hey.
You said he had a metal glove on?
Kind of. The back hand of the glove is metallic, but the rest seems to be fibers.
Is he wearing any metal?
Just the glove. Zuh. He might have like a dagger on to his side, left over, but you can't really see that. The rest seems to be fur or some type of cloth.
Just wondering if if heat metal would be worth using on.
If you don't want him to wear the gloves, or at least a glove, maybe.
Let's put it this way, if he doesn't drop it, it's a really consistent source of damage for you.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
On the dog that's directly next to me.
It has a flat wisdom, so it's it's either it passes or it doesn't. It doesn't.
That roll, though, kill me.
As you cast Dishonest Whispers upon the dog, it does seem to take its psychic damage. Melody with one creature of your choice within range. The target makes a wisdom saving throw, failed, takes 3d. Oh, yeah.
It's just one below average.
Let's see. Would it have to be during this action or on its following turn? It says immediately, but it doesn't really have a reaction.
It's reaction. I don't know. I would assume that would mean, like, it has to immediately.
Yeah. Because then it can't use attacks of opportunity or anything. It's used its reaction to run away.
Okay, this thing can move 30 feet away. So it will.
And then I would get an attack of opportunity on it, right?
No, because it's forced.
If it's a forced action upon another, no reaction.
It was just any time. Damn.
That's why if you throw someone through a group, you can't just beat them up.
There are some things you can do about any time they enter.
But this does get the terrible biting flaming dog away from you.
Movement bonus.
Anything else?
Just thinking, sorry.
Oh, good.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna give Kos Bardic Inspiration. Right, 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's not within distance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can move 5 feet.
You have your move then.
Can I can resume moving, like I can move and then cast it, right? And then keep moving.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll give Kos Bardic Inspiration. And then that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think that's my move speed, right?
That is normal move speed, yes. Alright. Navy.
Okay. I'm gonna step out from behind Spec. And I'm gonna step over here a little bit more, because how far away am I from there?
Remember, you've got cool powers now.
I think
And,
I know how to use stuff, I'm not sure.
Well, we set up one, at least.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm gonna try to use right now. I think it's 20 feet. How do I tell how far away?
Inside of the tool bar area, you know how there's a mouse selecting tool?
Oh, I'm not selecting the right thing.
Yeah. All the way down.
I see the tape measure. Okay, so let me move back. Oh, dang it. How do we do it?
Yeah, you have to switch the tool.
Okay, okay, cool. I was right here.
Yes.
remain unharmed, whereas that devil dog has been accosting our resident sorceress.
I want to use my water whip.
All right.
Did I set it up right? I hope I did.
Who are you using it on?
On you.
The
Now,
guy that's attacking.
the man underneath you. As you whip straight towards the air, you manage to strike him. However, his dexterity movement bends down, but you do slash into his side, dealing 8 points of damage, as he did roll a 23. Dexterity is probably his best stat.
3d10. Jesus Christ.
And then just want to know why he's attacking. I mean, I know he says that this is his enemy or whatever, but why is it his enemy? Do they know each other?
You can ask. It's not like he's
That's
not
what I'm
being
saying.
receptive.
I'm gonna whip him and be like, "How do you know him? Why are you attacking him?" Which?
As you attack him.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
What are you doing?
Let's see, 18.
I wanted to knock his ass prone and be like, "Hey, knock it off."
Huh.
I didn't get to knock him prone.
He can read that you're being genuinely honest and not understanding why you're attacking him. So Kosa's response of why are you attacking our friend / benefactor?
Well, he attacked Navy as well. That's maybe what I was talking about.
Maybe, but that's not how you
Looked
said it.
like it, but I was standing right behind. So I'm not. At this point, I feel like he's just only attacking Spec, and he's just attacking us because we are with him.
Specific words were said, but he rolled a 19, so I'll tell you what he says. What are you talking about? If you're with him, as your friend over here points to Kos, has already stated you are, you can't exactly prove ignorant. Except for you, I believe you're actually telling the truth, looks towards Navy. So you were clearly hired after these men. This man goes around posing around and stealing things from people. You would consider him a charlatan. And I'm making sure he doesn't steal anything that should not go into his pockets. I did manage to get these hounds to try to stop him this time, but apparently he got bodyguards of his own.
So we're teamed up with the thief.
Potentially. It's up to you if you believe him or not. Let's see. 10.
Can I insight?
Yeah, roll insight. As the dogs take their turn.
Wait,
I
didn't
lost
we
it.
see you running from the guards earlier?
Looking like a thief yourself.
Roll insight. I can only respond after Kos takes his turn to that question.
I'll wait until my turn to roll that particular insight. How about?
Okay. From what you can tell, he's telling the truth, or at least his version of the truth. He doesn't seem to be lying. Kos, same thing. So he's either a very good liar or other. Then again, you don't really know who he is. The dog aims straight towards your archaeologist. Let's see. 1d20 plus 3. Does not hit. And the hound goes towards Liviana. 1d20 plus 3. Does 18 hit?
Yes.
Since shield is a reaction, do you want to use that again, or can you? Shield gives you a plus 5, so I wouldn't waste it if that still hits.
No, I'll pass on that.
Okay. So you take 1d6 plus 1 fire damage, so you take a total of 6 points of damage. As the hound bites into your hand this time without being blocked, moves a little bit, and then stands into ground in front of you. Kos.
Ho hum, ho hum. I already had advantage, that won't really matter. Bonus action, because I'm a rogue, disengage. Quick shoot this guy for my regular attack. Because of flanking. I'm gonna save my bardic inspiration for my inevitable saving throw. Third advantage? Well, does it hurt the stupid dog?
It does hit the dog, yes.
Huzzah! Which means I get to use my sneak attack. Disadvantage.
Aiming straight for the hound, you do see that you slash straight into one of them. You almost hit it so hard that it goes down to the ground almost dead, but it's barely standing on its last feet.
So listen, I don't know if you're seeing a pattern here, boxing guy, but I'm attacking the people who hurt my friend. You attacked, Navy, who's a good friend of mine. This guy we met earlier today, which is more of collateral damage as far as I'm concerned. I mean, to be honest, we're a means to an end, right? Both of us? Archaeologist guy? Yeah.
Looking towards you, Kos, he does state, "Oh, and you're changing your story already. You clearly must be friends. And really, you're going with archaeologists this time?" Spec then states, "What are you talking about? I was clearly hired for this job."
I'm done.
I was waiting for you to roll insight, but you did not, so changing turn.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Oh, damn it.
You can still roll insight, but I'm still taking their turn.
Alright.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Remy, you can't tell who's telling the truth or who this random man is. The hound goes straight towards Kos, and thinking about this, while you get distracted, it does attack you. 19 plus 3, 21 probably hits. 22.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 1d6 plus 1 fire damage, 7 points of damage as it sinks its teeth into your left leg. Thinking upon this while you're getting chewed up, you do realize that this strange man is making fair enough points. You did just meet this guy. You already know that he lied to the clergy at least twice, maybe thrice. Would probably make a great bandit. May or may not be an archaeologist, but you really don't know who this guy is.
Things to say, but I'll wait until my turn.
Then this hound goes straight towards him. 1d20 plus 3, 15 does hit. 1d6 plus 1. As it sinks its fangs straight towards him, Liviana.
I would like to cast Sleep on the dogs.
Okay. So it'll go for the weakest one first, and then the next weakest, and so on and so forth. However, it's in an area, and your friend might be affected if it goes a little bit over than that. So go ahead and roll 5d8.
It does say it can affect creatures of your choice.
Oh, okay. Then you should be fine.
You're right. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. So yeah, it's everybody.
Ooh.
But don't worry. If you put them to sleep, we'll probably be fine. So, roll them up.
Where am I?
Which
5d8.
which one of the dogs has the lowest health right now?
The one attacking Coast.
That's how it targets creatures normally, is it'll go lowest health to highest health. So if the dogs are pretty low, we can probably knock them out before you hit us.
You guys have been already attacking the dogs, and the dogs kind of look bad already.
Okay, can I change my mind about the sleep?
You sure can.
Okay, I am going to. Sorry, Reddit's talking to me.
No problem.
That mad strategizing. Also, now I have been hit and it rather hurt. Just throwing that out there. Seems to be lull in combat.
It did hurt.
Normally I'm a fan of fire, but I mean, when it gets inside you, ow.
Avoiding any innuendos, the strange man says nothing.
So many ways to get phrased there. I meant being penetrated by fire, you sick individual. No, wait, that's not better. Still with this thing.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I would like to cast Ray of Frost on the weakest.
Okay. That'd be this one. Let's see, Ray of Frost. It would have been good if it hit. As you take aim straight towards the creature, it looks towards you, and when the gout of frost aims straight towards it, it ducks down on all four hind legs, and it goes straight over its head, encompassing the area behind it. It gets back up on all four legs and considers you a threat. Anything else?
I'm gonna move back. So.
Fair to say. Spec's turn. Let's see here. He is.
Wait, would Liliana have gotten an attack of opportunity when that one dog moved away from her?
I forgot where you were. I think you were here?
Yeah, because she was free of dogs when she moved away this turn. So that would mean the dog had to have left her. Anyway, sorry.
I honestly think not. Probably. Liviana, go ahead and roll an attack of opportunity. It would have to be a physical attack unless you're some sort of warcaster.
Which we're not level 4, so you can't.
Unfortunately, it misses, so my screw up was left unguarded. As you run, I wouldn't say away, but as you retreat, you take a swipe at the dog, and the dog, you forget how short it is, so you miss as you bolt out of there. Let's see, Spec would go here. Let's see, he does have the. No, he'll draw it up. He does seem to bring out what appears to be a long sword and goes straight for the neck of the dog. Let's see, plus his modifier. Slashing to the dog next to him, it does seem to be hurt and near death's door. He does look towards the group and goes, I don't care what he's talking about. Right now we still have a job to do, and we'll still get paid. Keith looks towards your team. Well, I suppose I already gave you the warning. If you decide to continue on, it's up to you. He does rush over towards Coast, giving Coast an attack opportunity, but if he decides to take it, he cannot pass his dexterity saving throw. If you're saying something, you're muted.
I'll leave it.
Okay. As he rushes towards Spec, he does bring out his hand in almost a close-length manner. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Coast remains good at fucking everything.
As he rushes towards you, you duck your head down. But, realizing this, he brings his hand down further than you would have anticipated. While you only take 1d6 points of damage, it probably would have hurt more if you didn't pass. Oh, I rolled well. You take 6 points of damage.
Catches me right in the snout. Ah, I say.
He does make it towards Spec. I'll spend 2 points. And Spec must make a dexterity or acrobatics or destroying. Rolled poorly. Keith plus 8. Rolled good enough, but barely. He managed to grab on and chokehold Spec, basically getting him in both unable to move, but then again, so is Keith. However, Keith does still do 1d6 point of choking damage. 2. Spec does not look great right now. Remy.
Where's Navy at?
Behind him.
Oh, I don't see the token.
That's weird. Alright, while you're thinking, give me like 3 minutes.
I can't believe I went a whole round without needing the Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. The worst part is I should have spent them earlier to prevent damage to you and Libiana, but the problem is like it's before I know the roll, and since he keeps rolling pretty quick after, I can't do it. But basically, I
Yeah, I know.
can bardic inspiration to reduce the number with cutting words.
As your reaction.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's tricky to remember like all your specific thingies at first, especially because we haven't seen too much combat. And yeah, like you said, if it comes quick and heavy, but typically, what if you see anything above a 16, jump in there.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just wondering though, can I use cutting words as like a ability check? That's not saving throws, right?
That's correct. So, say like I wanted to grapple someone, you could hit him with cutting words, and that would reduce their roll.
So when it says make an attack or a damage roll, I don't understand. What's the difference between an attack roll and a damage roll? Damage roll is just raw damage that you get dealt. Like,
okay, so an attack roll is a 2 hit. A damage roll is how much damage.
What I'm saying is, like, for example, if it definitely hits, can I roll specifically to just lower the damage?
Yes.
That seems kind of busted.
Well, I think the thing is it's really powerful right now, but it's going to become the value in it right now is reducing the damage because that seems like crazy, right? You get to roll
later. The 2 hit becomes more important.
Yes, later on you'll have to be snappier about it because we'll be getting hit for like 40 damage or something, and it doesn't really matter if you reduce it by 1d10.
Yeah. Cutting words is pretty good. Pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely right now waiting to reduce the damage. Or well, I mean, I guess it'd always be better to just prevent damage, but that's much more of a gamble.
Question for you.
Yes.
So I'm still trying to figure out how to play monk, and I want to make sure I'm doing it right and like keep pushing or whatever. It says when you use this attack action, or get back to it. Sorry.
When you use the attack action with a monk weapon or an unarmed attack.
I do that right.
Mm-hmm.
So can I use my water whip and then use an unarmed attack?
I'm pretty sure that you can make. Actually, let me open my.
And I'm back.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Did you make your choice?
I wish I had a good answer. I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery on the lowest HP dog, and I have what, range of 60 feet. One, really.
Alright, let's see if it beats it. It has no wisdom, so it's a natural d20. It's a 3. Let's see. The weakest one would be Kos's. Looking at this dog, you just shout something about it's in a derogatory term. You can tell the dog is smart enough, but maybe not wise enough to understand it, so it does take psychic damage. But it's just barely standing at its feet at 1 HP.
Alright. It has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Mm-hmm. Any movement or bonus action?
Nope. And I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay. Navy.
Does my water whip count as a monk weapon?
Does your what?
My water whip?
I believe it counts as a finesse weapon.
Isn't the water whip a spell though?
Actually, Water Whip is a bonus action, but you have to spend 2 key points to use it. I think you only have 3 key points total.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Goes off. Okay,
Yeah, so Water Whip is badass. It's a bonus action, but it costs 2 key points. Yeah, and at level 3 you only have 3, so you can't cast it again.
I guess I'm just gonna stab him with these.
15
Are
does it.
those a monk weapon?
Yes.
Heck yeah, then I can do an unarmed strike afterward.
No, I mean, are we attacking this chap here, or just... okay. I mean, I did.
I'm trying to, like, knock him, like, useless so he can't keep attacking us while we're trying to investigate this thing. So
Mhm.
we're trying to find stuff out.
Uh,
Trying to knock him
go ahead and roll your attack again.
out. Okay.
I was about to say his name, but you don't know his name. He does have spec and a chokehold, so he's not able to move. So you would have advantage against him.
Okay, so just roll the flat out 4 again, you mean?
No.
The attack.
You're 2 hit in case that you get a natural
My
20.
unarmed strike?
No, just the same thing again because you had advantage.
Your weapon
Alright.
attack. Nothing happens. You just hit him.
Okay. And then I get an unarmed strike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That does hit. As you begin to pummel him, stab him, and then punch him again, you can tell that he is worse for wear. While he's not dead, he is close to it.
Okay.
Would Navy attack?
Navy did attack keen individuals known by the enemy. The dog will still try to bite back. Let's see, d20 plus 3. And the other one will also attack, d20 plus 3. That second one doesn't hit. The second one is not doing too great. Let's see, 1d6 plus 1. Biting into Spec for 7 points of damage. You can tell that now Spec is also not doing so hot. He is also at death's door, and one more attack will probably take him out. Kos.
Okay, so listen, you guys aren't looking so hot. We are ostensibly supposed to be his bodyguard, which would mean that the best thing that we can do to preserve his safety is simply stop this fight. How about I don't kill you, and we start fighting? In the meantime, I am going to get rid of these dogs because I just don't trust them. Well, I mean, think about it, because a few of us go before you do.
And I will get rid of the dogs. Is this the one that has like 1 health?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't miss or else it look embarrassing.
I'll use my dagger. and it looked embarrassing.
Surprisingly
But I
enough,
have bardic-
it doesn't, because their AC is 10.
Oh, nice. There it goes.
But just know you just barely hit. Aiming straight for the creature, you strike in, hit it,
I was
make
to
it
get-
fall down.
I was to give the next one a full sense of security. Now watch this.
Also does hit. Oh, and you hit hard this time. You strike into the dog, and it falls down dead as well. After a few seconds, you can tell that its material form does decay, break apart, and then disappear. Whatever these things were, they were definitely not from here.
Oh, back to where you came from, foreign demon dogs.
Keith isn't being choked, so he can tell you. Hell, they came from hell.
Okay, so I shouldn't feel bad. Great.
No, you still should. Liviana.
But if what you are saying is true, Keith, I mean not Keith, cough, cough. If you just want to hold him in a headlock while we do our thing, that's fine. I mean, if he's not an archaeologist, he won't know anything, he's not any bloody help.
But it's Liviana's turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm thinking.
This is your brain on magic.
Okay. I would like to cast Ray of Frost for non-lethal damage against Keith.
I would say that would be difficult. Like, if you're standing next to him, I can see you angling it so you wouldn't kill the person you're attacking.
Mhm.
But long-range magic attacks are a little harder to control. That being said, I can tell
Sleep
you.
and then just wake us up.
That being said, I can tell you, if you bring him down to 0 and then -0, you could expend some type of potion or healing magic to bring him back up to a stabilized form. So long as someone brings him back up or doesn't attack him.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on doing anything.
I'm not saying you should, but you can also just cast sleep, because that is one magic spell that would not harm him to death.
Would it affect Navy though if it worked?
Yes, but it would first target Keith, then Spec. I mean, not Keith, then Spec, then Navy, and then probably Coast if it has time. But
Like
Probably
maybe I can
before
back
Navy.
up before then, or
but you can just wake them up, honestly,
yeah,
because
or
they were
that.
he's the last enemy in the area.
It won't be terrible.
No, I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Spec takes his turn to make a con save. D20 plus 2. And fails, and it is immediately choked out. At the end of his turn, he must make a con save to get back up. D20 plus 2. And is still unconscious. Keith isn't petty, but he is a performer. Choking him out, he does basically slam down. He basically slams him down straight into the ground. Navy would probably be the only one to figure this out. But Navy, you can tell he's doing it in such a manner that it actually won't cause him harm. It might bruise the back of his head or his back, but it won't kill him. But to the rest of you, it looks as if he's about to crush his skull. He no longer has hold of him, so he's no longer restrained. And he does take 15 feet back, giving Navy an attack of opportunity.
Punch him.
All right.
Right. Is it like
Punch him.
oh.
You can.
I mean, that's
Or
about as
stab him with my dagger?
non-lethal weapon.
Or no, oh yeah, I don't want to kill him. Yeah. What's just a regular flat out punch for me? Just a 1d6? What do I think?
At this point, you're level 3. It's a 1d4 still.
Okay. D4.
I think
Plus
we should
your
have a punch
modifier.
set up. We
Huh?
should have a punch set up.
I have an unarmed strike set up. but
Yeah,
it's
that's
just a
punch.
1d4.
That's
My unarmed strike?
Mhm.
This one?
yeah, 1d4 plus 2.
7 does
Yeah.
not hit.
Yes. No.
So
I did not hit, right?
It
Wait,
does
I
not.
didn't hit. I don't know why I clicked that. I don't
Just
know why
a-
I like clicking stuff.
So
Sorry.
he moves away from you, and you punch. Immediately soon after, he does a backflip, and then another backflip, and then another backflip to get to where he is. Remy.
I can respect that.
So Keith, what is your goal and your objective with Spec? Who is he and who are you and why are you trying to stop him? You act all high and mighty, but a second ago we seen you fighting with the guards and running, being called a thief, dropping shiny objects.
Roll persuasion. Unfortunately, the way Coast phrased it, he still considers you part of the enemy team. It's not bad. Probably the only one he would answer on the spot would be Navy, but it's not her turn. Let's see, plus 2. Instead of 11, didn't do so hot. Looking towards you, he states, I'm making sure he... Wait, it's not his style. Well, I'm making sure he gets what he deserves. Making sure he gets into the jail cell he's supposed to be in. Thanks to him, I was in one of those for a while. I'd rather not do that and get the actual culprit behind bars.
So then what was it that fell out while you were running from the guards?
You didn't beat it that much.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have an action, bonus action, and movement.
I'll move forward
Mhm.
and yeah, I'll use vicious mockery.
Okay.
I'll insult him.
If you continue insulting,
Yeah, hairstyle.
all right. Let me roll his wisdom. 19. He's actually quite fond of his hairstyle. No one can tell him otherwise. He does take a hit, but he does not go down. He is close, even closer now, but he is not dead.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. Navy.
It was a couple of times to not fight us, so I guess I'm gonna try not to. I guess I will. He's close, you said to be. I don't want to like kill him. Can I use my daggers but non-lethal?
Yes, because you're close and not using magic, you could do it non-lethally. The only problem you would have of non-lethal is if you're further away and casting something magical or something big.
Or like trying to use a bow or something silly.
Okay, so I could do my like whatever strike I did earlier. How did I do that? Or I forgot what it is.
Unarmed strike. Or non-lethal bladed weapon.
Yeah,
Like
you could
against
attack
the
them with
attack.
like. But you can spend a key point to make 2 unarmed strikes, or just use your bonus action to make an unarmed strike. Because monks.
I want to. So that was my attack. That didn't hit, did it?
It did not.
Okay, so now I get an unarmed strike, or I can use my thing to make 2 unarmed strikes.
Correct.
Okay, I want to do that. This doesn't
16 does hit.
do what that does.
All right. You
And
swing
then I
straight.
can do-
You can, but you really don't have to.
Okay, that's what I wanted to. I didn't want to like overdo it and like just be punching a passed out guy.
Punching him straight in the jaw, he does manage to be clocked out. He hits the ground and he is unconscious, but still breathing. Combat is essentially over, and thankfully enough, because no one casted something so loud, the guards didn't come in, which gives you enough time to do, well, whatever you decide to do. As you have 2 random strangers, you have no idea what they're about. Well, you might have an inkling.
We tie them both up.
Okay, I don't know about
Guards
anyone
that
else,
were
but
in
I
here
want to.
that just disappeared. Like, what are we gonna tell them when we leave the room? Where did they go?
Casualties of war, my dear. Does anyone else want to open this chest as badly as I do?
Sure. We don't. I don't know how much time we have, so I guess so. Yeah, we tie them up, right?
Yes.
Put them together. They're both passed out, right?
Yeah, you can't forget the gag. Everybody always forgets the gag.
Listen, which one of us was the sailor? They'll probably be good at knots.
I got that. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Coast wants to open this chesty.
There is a lock mechanism on it, so either roll sleight of hand to unlock it, or a
Use-
good
Thieves'
attack
tool?
damage roll.
Thieves' tools?
Yes, thieves' tools.
I have Bardic Inspiration still? Does that last longer than a turn?
Yeah. It'll last for a while.
Alright. That's a 1d6.
Okay.
Alright.
This was supposed to be an enchanted lock, but you did enough good that I'm just gonna bypass it.
I was inspired greatly.
You basically grab a dagger, refine it, and then with a bobby pin and your blade, pierce in and open it up. Immediately, both the weapons and a bobby pin. It's a good thing you censored that.
Oh, now we're all happy.
Right.
Oh dear.
Basically become icicle forms and you drop on the ground. Opening up the system, you can tell that whatever's inside, you have no idea what it is.
What is it? What's it? The description? I'm gonna move forward.
Okay. I mean, I was going to continue the description, but...
It's very cold. Oh my.
Looking at the thing, it does seem to be interesting. Whatever this thing is, seems to be an isolated fridge of some sort. And inside seems to have strange egg-like things. They're far bigger than they should be. I mean, you've been to Dragon City's coast, so you might have seen egg being paraded throughout the city, here and there when a matriarch or patriarch of the said area had a child. These look bigger than that.
Oh, the high dragons, even these are too large. Whatever hatches from these, it must be magnificently powerful.
Based on how it's put into this area, the thing that you don't recognize seems to be a strange metallic contraption that has 4 claws into the egg but not piercing through, just holding it in place. Underneath seems to be a strange device similar to the ones you found in the other temple, but this one seems to be working still just fine. There's also an isolated dome around the egg, keeping people from touching the thing.
Now, the one thing I know about eggs is they need to be warm to hatch, and this is the opposite of warm. Do we think this device hatches the egg? It's got a bit that points at something. I don't know.
Is it drawing the energy from the egg like the machine at the other place?
No, the machine is turned off, so whatever energy it has, it might be on its last legs or it could be fully charged. But the machine is no longer working, so it's no longer drawing any energy.
Was there if it was on?
Potentially.
I wanna search our 2 captives.
Okay. Remy, looking at Keith, I'm assuming first, maybe? It really doesn't matter. They're both unconscious.
I don't mean. Sorry, I don't mean to like derail what's going on. I just meant that's the action I'd like to take when.
Yeah. But
Should
maybe
probably get those boxing gloves for a monk.
you can roll investigation to determine if the weird device inside would be able to draw power if it was on.
I roll it now.
Investigation.
I'm laughing at how this whole thing turned around for us. It's so weird.
This is pretty much what I was planning from the beginning. It was like, yeah, we'll take your job. The church, sure.
Insight.
Just steal it and not tell anybody about it.
10. It's possible. You can tell that it's latched in by some sort of machine. Same with you, Kos. But you can tell it's not a machine, it's like latches, really. You can unlatch the thing and remove it and take it with you if you'd like. It's entirely up to you.
Okay. And what about the big machine? Is that sort of a energy jumpstart hatchery?
You don't know. You're not an archaeologist or someone from the past.
You know, I do seem to remember Zan or Zos or whatever this dark elf, dusky elf character was, saying that she came originally from this sort of area thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you guys want to take the egg to her? And, you know,
Yeah,
we know where a more functional one of these is.
Can we fit it in a bag?
One of you would have to carry it on their back, and probably, if you don't want to be seen, wrap it around with blankets or some sort of cloth, which you would probably have if you have an adventurer's kit.
I have a Dungeoneer's pack.
That would also work. However, Remy, exploring, do you examine spec or unnamed individual first?
Unnamed individual first.
Examining the unnamed individual first, you do see that the thing that he dropped, air quotes, he might have actually just dropped it, seemed to be 3 crystals. Navy, you can tell that these are similar to the ones that you and Liviana have.
I'm gonna take those.
Okay, there's 3 of them. That being said, these might be the things that he dropped. The last weapon he has on him is 1 standard dagger.
And his punchy gloves.
And, well, those aren't weapons. But he does have the punchy glove still. He has 3 rations, 1 water skin, 2 silver, 1 copper, and that is it. Oh, he does have what appears to be a pebble that's black and round, but it just looks like a stone.
I'm gonna take the black pebble.
Okay.
And what about spec? Do you want me to roll separate?
No, I'll accept that roll, but go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Okay. As you begin to examine spec, you can tell that something is up with him. So you take precautions and move your hands quickly without too much issue. As you open his coat, you can tell that there was a trap in the area that seemed to almost shoot out something towards you. As if you open the coat carelessly, this strange type of dart would shoot straight towards you, but luckily enough it hit the roof. That being said, you do find what appear to be 4 bags. One, it's on his side now, but longsword, 1 rapier, and then you look for his side bag. He has a side bag. What appears to be 20 silver, 15 copper, 1 blue potion, 1 standard health potion, and 1 poison vial. You can tell by the skull and crossbones.
Alright. I want to pocket everything in his possession. Well, not his weapons. I mean, although I would like to disarm both Keith and Spec. And I guess I'll carry their weapon. She said he had what, 20 silver?
20 silver, 15 copper.
Because I know he shorted us when he gave us. Or 12.
You can look at the bags inside that you found. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, well, I wanted to check all the bags.
Okay, looking at the bags that you found that were in separate areas, you found one that seemed to have 10 copper in it. The next one after that seems to have 10 silver inside. One of the bags seems to be nearly empty except for 15 stones that you could easily find on the side of the road. And the one after that seems to have what appears to be trash inside. All of them, similarly enough, weigh about the same.
Yeah, so that dark business didn't seem very archaeology-like. Sorry to interrupt you. Continue rummaging.
Oh no. I wholeheartedly agree that someone carrying a vial of and lifts up a skull and crossbones vial of poison and has a trap trench coat doesn't seem like much of an archaeologist.
I'm actually quite interested in that poison if you were not going to use it. But we need to consider our way out of this crew in terms of, well, I don't think anyone here is who they've represented themselves to the church. Do you think we'd better just... No, go on.
Tell them the truth.
Good news is, we never really lied to the church in any aspect. We're just hired bodyguards. We just happened to be following him. He deceived us all. We can turn them both in. There might even be a bounty on them.
Now that's easy enough. But how do we keep the egg?
That box was closed and oh well.
I mean, we don't have to give the egg to the church. It's not like the church owns this place. They just found it and they want to know what it is and what it...
Yes, but if you don't think they're going to have a problem with us walking out of here with the egg, I mean, I think they will. And quite frankly, I want like stuffing it into a burglar's pack.
I'm sure that we can hide it and they won't even know the difference.
Yeah, like put it in your bag, and what does it look like in there?
I mean, on a 3-foot tall kobold, I imagine it looks like, you know, the size of him.
It's about, yeah, it's about the size of you, so it looks like Kos has a basically
baby.
carrying another Kos.
If I can have a magical spell, that might be handy right now.
I imagine Kos looks like the beleaguered sidekick with an oversized pack.
No, I can make it. It's fine. I mean, spines are meant to bend like this, right?
Kos, you're now encumbered.
Oh, jeez.
Question to the DM: would anybody's weapon happen to be made out of iron?
Keith's gloves. They're not
Okay.
weapons, but they are made of iron.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to get these gloves.
I'm going to.
You're going to?
She's trying to piece it all together.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can speak with them.
She has a solution, and she's just trying to figure out how it all comes together.
Okay.
Listen, okay, if someone stronger than me could perhaps carry this, and someone else could disguise it, we can just say, oh, no, actually quite odd, we could go for the day. And, okay, bye?
Never mind. My solution isn't going to work, unfortunately.
This is one thing I don't like about 5e and their spells is like some of the spells would have really awesome uses outside of combat, but to make them balanced more so like for combat, they have a duration of like 1 minute. Because she took enlarge and reduce. I was telling her she could possibly make the eggs smaller and put them in, a pack more easily hidden. I don't think they're gonna search us. Honestly, we came in with.
I mean, it's a big egg, you know. That's all I'm saying. There are a lot of them. If they want it, they could probably take it. So it's best that they not notice it.
If you do use a large reduce, it would change it to the size of a ostrich egg, which would mean it's more easily hidden. But if they do decide to search you, it'd be found.
I mean, we could just, hey, yes, oh, going. He said, set up camp, so, and then we just go. And then we could take it. But again, it's quite heavy at the moment.
Is there any other exit in here?
It doesn't look like it. You can roll an investigation, but your current view doesn't seem to have anything else. The only way in and out, from what you can tell so far, was the door you came in, or the way Keith came, the way the unnamed individual came in. With 14, you can tell that there's a door that you came in through, but nothing else. Maybe if you hide inside one of the chests, you might be able to wait them out, but who knows how long that'll be.
Those gloves, did anybody take them?
I think currently Remy has everything they had on their persons.
Oh.
I just disarmed the weapons and really touched the glove.
Okay, they're to the side,
Liana,
to the pile.
Liviana is gonna take the gloves, and she's gonna grind them on the ground and get some iron dust, and she's gonna take it. She just doesn't know she's gonna do that.
I agree with this statement.
Just gonna. What do you mean?
I am gonna say you're not strong enough to do that.
What? Why? You don't think so?
Because they have iron plates on the back of them.
I thought they were just had a little bit of iron. How heavy are the gloves?
Like 3 pounds?
Like Kung Fu movie Iron Fist gloves.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
for fighting,
Yeah.
right?
Why couldn't you just grind them on the ground?
because they're metal. You could probably take it back to your ship and do that. But you
Or
aren't
you
gonna be able
could
to
give
stop
them
it on
to the
ground.
monk. Give them to the person who punches things regularly. You know, it's just fun.
Maybe could take iron gloves if she wants.
It's up to you, I don't care. I'm just saying you can't grind it with your boot.
Well, no, I was saying like the stone. If there's any kind of rough stone.
Still.
I mean, historically, iron's stronger than stone. Are you trying to just get like a tiny bit of iron dust? Like, if you just need it for a spell component, you have.
Yeah, it was basically just for a pinch. Literally, like just to rub on her finger.
Okay, that you could probably do that with a strong enough stone. Liviana, go ahead and roll athletics to scrape some of it off, but you're not gonna get an entire thing.
Oh no.
You get like half a pinch off of one. Go ahead and roll again. There's 2 gloves. And you get a full pinch on the other. The first one's pretty much useless, but you do get enough for spell components. The gloves are fine, but in order to get more, you probably need an expert in blacksmith work or a stronger boot.
So they're so good for Navy then?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could also just have bought in iron powder in the city.
Okay, but the main thing, Navy put on those gloves, so they look wonderful. How can we just reduce this egg and try to bluff our way out of here? I mean, to be honest, we've investigated. We don't really see anything else different in here besides the sandstone, which I'm not interested in.
So far, Navy's
Even though I
investigations
do
have
that.
not found any other exits or entrances. The only other way you know of how to get out of here is through the random man that appeared out of nowhere. Way.
So the
Well-
problem with the reduce spell is that it only lasts 1 minute.
I mean, if we just leave,
True.
all we have to do is get past the guards, it gets big again, and we're out of sight.
If they want to insist on us talking, maybe I can, or I'll try to like hold them up while you make your way out, kind of deal. I guess I don't know. If that would
Okay,
work.
here's the deal. Well, it's big like this, I can't move very fast, but when it's small, I move very fast, so I can just keep walking, sort of an idea. But once it gets big, I really can't carry it very fast.
Okay, so we're just gonna try to quickly sneak.
I mean, you guys can talk to them just fine. I just need to be out of my shop within 60 seconds. Unless anyone has a better plan.
We just need to make it past the front room, right, and we get outside.
You gonna drag out these hooligans out to the guard?
You mean
Yeah.
your air quotes boss and the random guy that appeared?
Yeah, I'm
We'll
on.
drag them out to the guards, and we'll let them deal with them, and we'll leave.
Okay.
I just think the guards are gonna want to question us a lot.
Okay, you
Okay,
tell them the
Chris.
truth.
Yeah.
Linny, you make my egg small. I shall leave sneakily, and then we meet up at the boat.
It works for me.
Sounds like a plan.
You want some bardic inspiration?
Oh, I mean, desperately. If they spot me sneaking off, they're probably going to try and kill me.
These gloves do. Yeah.
I'm gonna give if that's a plan we're sticking to, I'm gonna give Ghost bardic inspiration.
They add a +1 to your unarmed strike.
You can be. I was gonna use identify on all these magic items we find.
On the what?
I said I was gonna use identify on all the magic items we find.
I mean, the only thing magical you might have found was the egg. The gloves aren't magical. I can already spoil that for you.
That's fine. But I do intend to ritual cast identify on everything we find and touch.
Okay.
Okay. I'll have time.
You probably don't have time right now, but if you exit out of here, you might.
Just to be clear, my unarmed strike, I can make it a +3 now.
Yes.
And I'm going to drag one of them.
Alright, you guys do that. I'll be in the back and then peel off and be sneaky about it.
Okay, I guess we can ungag them so it doesn't look so bad, but they're still tied up.
Okay.
And if we have to fight our way out, this will be rough.
Is anyone else taking the other guy?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
I'll help carry too. If it's like they need help dragging him or something.
Liviana, you don't have like a strength of 13, right?
No, my strength is low.
Actually, my strength is extremely low too. I have
Oh.
9.
Maybe you probably need to help both of them. Oh,
help.
she basically just carries this other guy,
Grab.
like over her head.
Go Team Noodle Arm!
Navy is a strong woman. Do you want Liviana and I to roll, or just combine?
No, combined, you can carry him. Just Navy's carrying one on her own.
Okay, so we'll approach the main guard that I forgot his name.
Because he's just off the edge of the map and we can't see it.
There you go.
Karna.
Karna, we do have reason to suspect that this spec fellow isn't who he said he is. And moreover, we're
Moving forward so I can feel it.
investigating inside by this man, which we knocked unconscious. We've tied both up and have brought them to you so that you guys can report them to the guards and investigate further into their backgrounds. But we think that Spec has lied to you about being the archaeologist, and all we did was follow as paid mercenaries because all we were here to do was be bodyguards.
Walk closer to them.
Roll deception with disadvantage. As you walk closer.
With disadvantage? I thought that was all truthful, though. Wouldn't that be persuasion?
You already knew he wasn't who he said he was.
Damn it.
If you hadn't have asked, are you blah blah blah, it probably wouldn't have disadvantage.
At which point can I roll deception to try and, or sorry, stealth to try and move past?
Afterwards, yes, but right now it's very tense. If you decide to do it now,
Are all eyes on him, or are all eyes on us?
on you. You literally came in, and then like 10 minutes later, came back out with your beat up boss. 16 and 14. Let's see here. Luckily enough, he's he doesn't really care too much about his job, but enough that he still wants to get paid. So that's a +4. On the 22.
Oh my god.
All right, Co speed 22.
Do believe. What if I queued it and I said I do believe he's been. Oh wait, you already said that he's been lying to the church and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately and ironically, because you got so much information from him and figured out that he wasn't the person that was hired,
God, Eric's so dead.
that made the role in this case more difficult. However, as Kos tries to leave the area, he accidentally bumps into this one guy, kind of killing the story, realizing that what you said isn't the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Gets upset as we end the session for today.